So this is week number 10 of the Winter Munro Round, and it's been a certainly pretty eventful week. There's been quite a lot happened, and a lot of progress made as well. I started week 10 around about Glen Shiel, and the plan there was really to get into an area of the northwest that was accessible but might give me a lot of Munros, but not too far from the road as well, because the weather was still really pretty bad. So I started off in the North Shiel Ridge, which takes you across the so-called Sisters, the Brothers, and Quiche Tagoo as well. That's another one, so 7 total. Well, hey, good stuff. There we go. That's a big rise. Like I said, I'm not stopping. Gotta make some good time. And even though the day started out pretty damp and pretty wet and a bit horrible, as well as 1,000 metres straight up the front of the Sisters, it turned out really well. This is the top of Quiche Tagoo, 7th Munro. It ended up being a brilliant day across all the sort of linking ridges onto all the different hills. Really wintry feeling as well, and worked out well. Now the following day I'd had some problems. The following day I had, I had my eye on the saddle. So there's 2 Munros, the saddle and Sgurr na Skeena. And a few days before, I'd actually ended up taking a day off the mountains where the weather was so ballistic that they just didn't even look approachable. You know, I'd actually been woken up by thunder that previous evening, and I took the day off that particular day rather than doing the saddle. So I came back and I climbed the saddle, and the day was very white, almost stormy, but not quite so bad, and certainly there was a bit more margin. And the saddle was a slightly secretive hill, so the route up, I couldn't really tell if the slopes were loaded with snow or not. In the end, worked out fine, and I got over to the saddle, got onto Sgurr na Skeena, and it was just this sort of silent white day of nobody in the hill and no sign of life. Quite funny, quite strange. This is a great perspective on Sgurr na Forkin. So yeah, this is the Bealach Valakin Ridge, and then leads up to that. I guess that's the grade 2 down climb. Interesting to consider as well, you could come down and round it, so it does look avoidable. And then things really kicked off. So funny story, well, after the saddle I thought I'm going to go to Kintail Lodge for food. No food, it's all shut. And then I thought I need to get some fuel as well, so I'll go to the Lochdoig petrol station shut. The next shop is shut. I go to Kyle Arsh, petrol station shut. And the co-op's open, but flipping out. By now I might as well, do you know what, I'm just going to go to Broadford. And when I was in Broadford on Skye, I ended up going to the Skye Base Camp Hostel, and there I bumped into Mike Leitz, who's got the hostel, and I mentioned, well, Mike asked me, when are you doing the Cuillin? What's happening with the Cuillin? And I went, oh, I'm not too sure. And he went, go tomorrow. And I went, oh God, right, okay, what? Why tomorrow? And he says, yeah, the ridge is good condition. And I was like, what? So before long we had a plan to go to the South Five, including the Inaccessible Pinnacle. So we rocked up there the following day. Did the Inaccessible Pinnacle. I was well pleased to lead that. I'd never been up that before in winter. And then beyond that, I followed all this amazing mountaineering ground with loads of abseiling and loads of really exposed winter scrambling.
Sorry?
All the way to the lower ledge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be stopping.
And a half and a time.
So I worked very tight actually. I was thinking about that. That's 5 metres.
Huh? Alright, okay.
Never mind.
There we go.
But yeah, I'd make sure that it's sitting in that groove there rather than...
Aye,
here,
sound. Will do. Okay. Over Sgurr Viconic, Sgurr Yarlich, up to Sgurr Alasdair, and into the TD Gap. And then I finished the day over 2 more Munros into the evening, just solo, silent, completely calm, really nice evening. So that was such a big tick to get almost half the Cuillin Ridge done, just there and then out of nowhere. The following day I went up Blavine, again pretty casual day, but after the huge day I just had on the Cuillin, and it was a big one, I was well pleased to have a shorter day on Blavine. A bit of sun, quite casual. I was up there with Richard and John, and yeah, just good company and a good day out. Then to finish the week, I headed back over to Glencairn and went up a Munro, Malkinjirrick. A lot of snow's fallen. A lot of snow fell last night and yesterday, so yeah, a lot of white stuff about. Malkinjirrick was really hard work. Much of the mountain appeared to be completely loaded, which poses pretty large avalanche risk, and so your options are so limited. Look at this, a fully loaded up Malkinjirrick. I would not step on any of that mountain whatsoever, anywhere. Categorically, nope. And this really sums up my day because, yeah, this travel choices are very limited and very laborious. So, yeah, very happy to do one and call it good because it's not the day for it. So. It took a lot of time to get up that mountain, and it ruled out going for another 2 as well, so that was a problem. But got that done, and that really finished the week. After a good week 10, things went really well. Things did go slightly skewy, so all the snow that I encountered on Malkinjirrick at Glencairn, I decided let's try somewhere else, and I ended up going to the east just to see if there was anything different. Could I get onto ridges? Stay above the snow, you're on a ridge, you're high up. I've made a complete balls up of my tactics here. I originally expected to go into Glen Strathfarrar today and do a round of 4 Munros. Yeah, it turns out I got an email from the estate just saying that the road is shut with snow. The snow's down to the road, and of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. Why did I not think of that yesterday? But the problem was I've driven over an hour and a half to the wrong side of the country. Like, there was so much piled up over all of them that you almost stopped seeing any crags or anything or any rock. It just turned into like big marshmallow white lumps of mountain. It was really weird, and the consequence of that was there was very difficult to make progress of any sort, and it probably wouldn't have mattered where I went, but I did feel like I made a misfire by going to the east and going to some big mountains where I could have stayed in the west and maybe done some single ones, and that would have been more productive. So it's one of the probably really rare times this winter where I felt like I could have maybe made a different decision and it would have worked better. Certainly a week of progress, really good week, strong week, and with continuing phenomenal winter conditions. So yeah, all shaping up really for more snow, ice and winter.